Rollmonger's Actual Play Podcast is proud to present Star Wars Saga Edition Dawn of Defiance campaign. Starring Jeff Ball, myself, as narrator and game master, with players Matt Witt, Ryan Messina, Aidan Willems, Jay Tamlin, and Frank Hamilton. And Connor Besh, technical advisor and censor. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting night across the galaxy, way out in the Outer Rim, where trade embargoes and interesting things happen. But tonight, if I remember correctly, there was a battle, there was an ambush, there were, I really still don't want to call these guys heroes. Our party had wandered bravely, boots to the ground, along the Felucian alien jungle landscape, and with their brave scout leading the way, avoiding hazards, saving their lives, keeping an eye on their supplies, having lovely campfire chat, has now blundered headlong into an ambush, and unfortunately, Old Man Zim, the brunt of the battle so far, as the strange fungi men close in, and we are still not sure which way this battle is going, despite the fact that both non-combatants, both nobles, our doctor and our businessman, former noble septist, Rahal Oberus, got excellent shots in our last episode. It could still go either way. We left our heroes with the new threat or ally or turn of events entering on the bottom right of the map. To recap, they are standing on a grid that's specifically about 60 by 60 squares in knee-deep that could suddenly jump up to chest or chin height water in a swamp. There are 5 or 6 land formations, one dead center, one at sort of an axis tilted compass point, and a couple near the top. Our heroes are coming from top left down, ascending through the map, and their opposition have swam and have met them right up in, practically up in the corner. They're barely about a quarter of the way in the map. And down the very, very bottom right, where they need to head to, a man appears. Not a native, an actual human, like most of them, or some of them, waving his arms, yelling, trying to get attention to himself. You guys do hear, I believe actually the doctor was the one actually heard him yelling, calling for you guys to stop, in both Galactic Basic and a strange guttural tongue. He says,
I don't know who you people are, but you better stay the fuck right there.
Well, that was pleasant.
Also, you get 6 squares of movement, because they don't think in 30 feet. They literally say squares in this game, so...
Right.
Actually, you can
and
do
diagonals don't count as 2.
Yeah, that's the good news.
They don't?
Nope. But you're in difficult terrain, so you only get 6 instead of 12. Like, the double move is actually doing the 6, because you're wading in heavy water.
Well, I think as long as I can get out of the water, which it looks like I can, that'd be legit. Am I on the initiative order right now?
Yep.
Hey, look at that, I am. Boop, 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 boop.
All right. On the land, wading towards you, taking some high ground, continues to call at you guys. Warning. Give me another line.
Don't go. Can't keep going that way, you guys. You better stay right there. I don't know why I'm doing a Brooklyn accent.
That's awesome.
That was embarrassing. I don't know how I feel about this guy yet.
That's okay. You know what? Like, this is like 6 episodes away from what I'm actually editing. So you have time to like send me footage with, different lines. It's fine.
Legit. That's right.
But having a live guy is kind of fun. So anyway, so you've done a double move. You're screaming at top of your lungs, Mandrake, and that's you. Next we have Merrick. Oberus, you're on board.
In the span of 6 seconds, not much has changed. A new opponent has appeared on the battlefield.
This is true.
Yes. And the Mushroom Men still seem aggressive?
They seem focused on you. Almost frozen in time, waiting for our turn to come around, so you either gotta shoot first or take it on faith. Oh my god, did I just put little Guido heads in all these guys? Damn it. I've doomed all the Felucian natives to death. What do you do, Merrick?
Should have told me not angry.
Oh, you could be mad. Maybe you're yelling at the Felucians. These guys have shot up your friends. Merrick, what do you do? He moves.
I think I'm gonna move up closer onto this little bit of land here.
Okay, moving south. Down.
And
okay.
And I want to ready an action to shoot the next person who makes an attack.
All right. Actually, you may have provoked there because this. Oh, that's Zin. never mind. I thought that was a hostile.
Now that's Zin, and this guy right here is unconscious but not dead. This dude is straight up dead.
Yep. Sorry, I got a wide angle going here for the audience to capture both Connor and Oberus, but I think I've fixed it now. There we go. Got to bring it in tight there. If you don't mind moving towards the center of the spotlight for the camera, thank you. Okay, so Merrick, moving, ready in action to shoot anyone that continues hostilities. Am I correct?
Yes.
All right. Rawl, your turn. Dr. Leth, you are on deck.
So did I see and hear the guy come in? Wait, stop! You know?
You can see him now that he's made landfall and continuing to curse and shout at everybody in 2 different languages, waving his arms.
So, but I can hear him?
You can't quite make out what he's saying, but it's obvious he's warning and excited. His accent is so thick.
Okay.
Get it? Brooklyn accent, just like yours.
Yeah. Fellow brethren,
Yeah,
we must be from the same world.
You're southeast from the north end. Die, heretic.
Oh, wow, we might be gang rivals.
Well, you're both from the same front of the war. You're both separatists, but that's another story. What do you want to do, sir?
Okay, so fish guy.
Hey, fun guy.
Yeah, he's a fun guy.
Come on. Fungus,
Sorry.
fungus.
Hey. Okay. No, but none of our group is currently threatened by the fungus folk, are they? Directly?
No.
I think
you guys have
aside
managed
from
to...
just being shot by the force blast Kamehameha thing.
Actually, that's right.
I think
Cool.
Dr. Les stunned the guy that's beside Zin, didn't he? Isn't he reeling? Didn't he go down?
No, he's unconscious.
Completely unconscious.
Yeah, he's unconscious. I've got him doing the kneeling pose. The other guy is out cold, and they just dumped him on a rock. But they can breathe in the water, as far as you know, so... With it around.
So I'll move up to the unconscious guy.
Okay, so now you're right beside Zin and the unconscious guy, who's underwater, by the way. You're at least knee-deep, if not chest-deep in water at this point.
Yep. And take a better look and see what we're dealing with. And I'll point out the guy coming from the distance to the rest of the party in case nobody saw him.
He's directly beyond you guys. Like, in front of you, on the downward angle, there are 4 opponents, and they're all going Goku Ball on you. And beyond them, literally in between the gap, you see not the island behind the opponents, but the next island over. There's a guy way out there, and he's quite literally 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, like 30-odd, 40-odd squares away, so...
He is 21 squares.
There you go. This is a 3-meter game, so that's like 70 meters.
So that's good distance.
Meters.
65 yards. It's about 65, 70 yards away. Does that help?
Yes, it helps me.
Yards 3 feet,
okay,
right?
Yeah, so, yep.
Yeah,
so
a meter's
I'll
approximately 3 feet, so.
I'll move up to the guy to take a kind of better look at him and also ready in action for to shoot the next fungi that
makes a move.
That attacks not makes a move. They can move towards us. I'm not going to shoot them right away, but if one of them tries to attack one of my companions, then pew pew pew.
Yeah, sorry, that's why I make aggressive move. They have their bone saw swords made from jaws, and then they have this mystic power that they suddenly Goku'd at you guys. So, all right. Which brings us now to the end of the round and Dr. Leth before round 3 begins. Zin, you will be on deck soon. Dr. Leth.
Dr. Leth moves up behind Zin and says, Mr. Brawl, you look as though you're in a bit of pain. Would you like to follow me onto this landmass here?
What's
and
this?
Reaches for
4 episodes and the man's last name is finally revealed? Ooh. The doctor's the only guy that took the time to, find out his real name.
I gotta get records.
I believe it was stated in the very first episode, and we just kind of lost it from there and called him Old Man Zin. But it's Zin Brahal, I believe. Yes, Frank?
Yep.
Okay.
All right, so you're waiting for me to kind of go up onto the rock, is that correct, Doctor?
Yes.
So if I move up onto that little island here, does that look like I'm going to have cover from the Force users?
You can move through friendlies, so if you want to move through Dr. Leth behind Merrick and just kind of touch land in behind Giant Mercenary, that's about as much cover you're going to get staying on that edge.
Okay. I'll kind of move right up to the shore there and kind of crouch down and then take a, swift action to gain some hit points back. I forget.
Yes.
Second
so,
win?
Yes, that
Second win.
brings
Thank
us to a new ruling. So, because this game was the prelude to 4th edition, once you guys are bloodied, as they say in 4th edition, once you drop below half your hit points, now you have to lose half your hit points before you can activate this power, you are allowed to instantly gain, as a swift action, what they call a second wind. And what it does is it regenerates 1/4 of your total hit points. So, when you're below half, you get a free 1/4 back. There are actually feats that allow you to do this multiple times, but normally you can only do it once in encounter, or combat, as it were.
Nice.
Yes. So, this is what you wish to do, sir.
That is what I wish to do.
And what is your total hit points?
24.
And what are you at now?
4.
Right, so you're below 12, and you can have 6 back.
Holy crap, dude.
Yeah, I got messed up.
We never got into this in the first battle of the Rahal where he took a shot and almost died. He started pulling force points and panicking, and it's like, okay.
Oh my god.
Then the battle ended, so I never got into it, really.
I'm only level 1.
Yeah. So, okay.
All right, so I am done.
Yep, double move to wade through the water, free swift action to suck it up in a second wind. The doctor is moved and waiting on you. So this is actually technically round 3 just started. Zin just moved at the top of round 3, which brings us to Poser, and then the natives are on deck, and after them, Connor playing Mandrake. So Poser Sham has actually waded to the top of the map, to the part of the little chain of small islands, and has purchase of like a grand view. You are about 4 or 5 squares from the closest guy, and there's 2 more in the center, and then there's a guy down from where it says water near the other island. And again, right beyond, like literally through your opponent here, 6 squares away, another 20, 30 odd, is this man moving up on the land, waving his arms, yelling and screaming. What do you want to do, Poser?
So Poser is first off going to say to our party, drop your weapons now. And then, do you remember which guy it was that I used the telepathy on?
You tried it twice. One guy you downed.
The first time it failed.
And the second guy was this one. The guy directly in front of you.
Yeah.
And do you remember what the message was?
Friend.
Right. And you actually, we forgot to re-mention that on your last turn, last episode, not only did you make your way to the rock, you actually dropped your vibro axe and sat down in almost a meditative pose or a submission pose. He gets excited.
Exactly.
He pulls out his little keys to his red room. He's going to have dinner with you later. All right. So,
but yes.
So you're actually turning your voice towards us, towards the allies, and saying,
yeah, that's exactly what's happening. I'm turning towards the party and saying, drop your weapons. And then I'm going to do another use the force check for telepathy on this front guy here.
Okay. And
convey the same message of friend.
Okay. Go right ahead.
Get that.
So for you to do this, you must succeed, literally attacking, kind of funny, but you do have to attack his willpower defense and succeed to get the message through.
Yes. I have to beat their will defense.
Yes. And what'd you get?
I got an 11.
11.
That would tie my will defense.
You're not sure you touched his mind.
Okay.
Or got the message across. So next we have them. So just out of curiosity, between actually, we're going to do this sort of out of frame so the audience doesn't know. Connor, can you whisper to me on the chat exactly what you said in the guttural language to them?
All right.
Because I'm getting into this now.
Letting me.
They're lined up in formation. They've attacked. Two of their guys have been wounded. So then they pull out the big guns and start using, strange mystical powers and putting holes in us. And then you appear and you're screaming in a language we don't understand at the hostiles, hostile, and you're at us. What do you say? What are you saying to the local, boys, the firstborn sons that feel personally responsible and have gotten mad at the Imperials for their incursions and have decided to take matters in their own hands? A little hunting scouting party was formed a few hours ago. Now you found them. Okay, that is an interesting statement. All right. The guy in the back or whatever turns and is motioning you up. It's kind of obvious. I'll even say out loud because it's kind of obvious he wants you to join the fight on their side, and he's back at you like, Imperial, we're good. Join in, help us, They got Turtle Bomb and Little Mushroom. They're down. We're losing numbers. Join us.
I'm sorry, you're waiting for my line?
No, this is what they're saying. Okay?
I gotcha.
Now, we're going to go, and while we're going, you look at what we're targeting. These do not look like Imperial agents. They look like a ragtag bunch of mercenaries. They're all wearing different clothes. They're all carrying completely different weapons. You know.
Yeah, I get you.
You know, not all of them even look humans, which is basically, you know, if that's not trademark, we're not working for the Imperials because they have like some random near human aliens amongst their group. That's kind of a, you know, unless, you know, they've changed things and be the conspiracy guy left over from the Vietnam Separatist War. All right, moving on. What do we do? Well, persuasion. Believe it or not, even though you're trying to force my brain or whatever, okay? 2 of your number we've witnessed. One suddenly ceases hostilities. Another got beat up and is retreating, and another's is, tending to him. The ones that have been getting shooting, stop shooting, and have come up and have sort of standing over their fallen with a threatening pose. They haven't continued the fight. This is enough to possibly give us pause, right when Mandrake enters the scene. So, I'm going to see if these guys are smart enough to actually, you know, start piecing together. We're divided. Two seem to be wanting to be aggressive. 2 seem, you know, undecided and stop. So, this one here, closer to Poser, seems undecided and stops shooting. This one here also seems undecided and stops shooting. The one in the back here seems still aggressive, wants Mandrake to join, and moves to bolster the line. 2, 3, so that he is, you know, within range, as it were. One is moving to attack position. 3, 4, 5, 6. One guy doesn't Goku you guys a second time. He draws his weapon while wading rapidly through the water and isn't charging you guys, but is definitely closing with intent. As is this guy. 1, 2, 3, up on land. 4, 5. They just close on you. Weapons out. These 2 guys seem hesitant and don't act, or hold, as it were, to see how this goes down. Next is Mandrake. Merrick, you're on deck. Mandrake, what do you do?
Well, I got somebody pointing at me saying, hey, come join this fight. Right. I got someone who looks like he's pretty done fighting. There haven't been explosions for 10-ish seconds, so that's a good change of pace. I'm going to turn to these people who are looking my way and say, which is actually that.
They berber back at you, and it seems they've mistaken them for Imperial agents. And to prove it, they're pointing at the water saying,
they've killed 2 of our people.
To prove that, I mean, wait, hold on. You said you were cool, and then they killed 2 of you?
No, we ambushed them.
Merrick, what do you do? Anyway, there's some quick shouting, but like these are like 3 to 6 seconds, you know, that we each have, so I can't really get into over, you know, maybe they're all shouting this. While those guys are moving up to attack, the guys in the back are explaining to you, you know.
In that case, I would like to make some use of my turn. I mean. I want to do whatever this game's equivalent of prepare an action is to hit the deck should some shooting come my way.
Okay. So they claim that they've already shot Shiitake and King Oyster are down, and the rest of them are, you know.
Well, you know what? I'm still technically in difficult terrain on this rock, aren't I?
Nope.
Okay. 1, 2. Well, you call that 3? Or is that where difficult terrain?
No, that's 3. That's 3. Now you enter difficult terrain, right? So you get 3 more.
11. Or do I just get up to 6, or do I just get 12 still, but each move being 2?
Well, you'd get up to 6, right? So you moved how many? 4?
I moved the equivalent of 12 from where I was starting, but every move in the water I counted as 2.
Yep, that's fine. So you managed to hopscotch to the center. That works.
Legit.
Okay.
Then still conversing as I did.
Yep, yelling at them. Okay. So we'll say that this converse is part of their hesitation. They're quickly, you know, bantering back and forth with your guy. Merrick's turn. What do you do, Merrick? Rahal, you're on deck. There's a guy right in front of you.
Right in front, eh?
Yep.
I level my rifle right at his direction.
Okay.
And
he hasn't taken a swing yet. You know, like he's got the weapon out.
No.
And it's down machete side. You know what I mean? He hasn't raised it, but he's steadily advancing, like with intent. And now he's like right in front of you. Sorry, you were saying? So tense.
I want to sit with my ready to action.
Okay. So you basically you just reposition the rifle, going, don't do it, buddy. You're gonna get shot in the face.
I make sure Sasha's properly loaded.
Oh, okay. So he's advancing on you with this jawbone machete sword, and you're like, 1 moment, please, and just kind of put the butt on your hip and stick in a grenade. Boop. I'll be right with you. All right.
Indeed.
Rahal, no one has triggered your ready action. No one's they could have gone for Poser and actually be whacking. They could be standing over top of Poser, hitting him. They do not. Perhaps they think he's
Still not
surrendered.
threatening.
But you guys are still holding weapons up, and these guys are steadily advancing on you. Melee.
Well,
weapon.
I will match the target with Merrick. So whatever one he's pointing his gun at, I'll point my gun at.
Okay, this one.
Okay, and
So
then I'll say to
instead
the
of-
party,
So instead of the guy that's advancing on you, you're going to point the gun at his friend.
yeah, the one who Merrick pointed it at.
Okay.
Double intimidation, like, because he's the closest one. I guess the other guy's just as close, isn't he?
Yep. Both are 2 squares
Okay,
away
so
from
you know what? I'll point it at the other guy then.
Okay.
And then I'll say to the party, whoa, guys, I think there's something going on here. This, Poser's over there doing some sort of weird, freaky meditation thing. I'm a little confused, but I think this might be a case of mistaken identity.
you. Poser does what he always does. How many times has he crossed the battlefield and sat in a corner? Like every battle. The only difference is no music. Cue the theme music.
Well, he's not strumming his vibro axe.
That's
he put it
Oh,
down.
no, axe is straight on the ground out of his hands.
He's taking shots. Maybe he's depressed. The Goku ball hit his axe, and now he just gives up on the battle. Not without my axe. All right. So you're holding your action, and you are calling your guys off, or you're
Yes.
just kind of throwing a little
just
bit of a hesitation in
It's like,
here.
I'm not telling them to put their weapons down by any
No.
means, but I'm telling them not to shoot. Hold up, guys, don't shoot anyone, but something's going on here.
Okay.
Because the other two stopped, right?
Yep. Dr. Leth,
Yes,
you close on the patient.
I do.
Dun 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 dun.
Naturally, it would be unfortunate, or it would be difficult to treat the patient with my weapon out, so if that is not already stowed, it shall be now.
Okay.
And I draw a mid-pack.
All right. So a move action to get to him. Okay. A move action to put the weapon away. And unfortunately, you're done. But your intent
Well,
is
I'm
clear.
in process.
Yeah, in process. This is a lengthy process while he's wiggling in pain. All right. Round 4. Zin.
Kind of, scramble up to my hands and knees as I climb up to the shore and shake my head to kind of clear it. And I see that guy, little mushroom man, running up there.
Okay. Galactic
So I will
lore.
take a...
Can I have a galactic lore check from you?
Yeah, let me knock the dust off my character sheet here. Got a 19.
Okay. This guy wears a faded, like somebody that has been on the jungle train a while, so it's faded and ripped up, and it's gone. Like he's got wrapped leaves and vines and loincloth like around a ripped leg, and like a sleeve is torn off, but like the vest looks like it's part of a jacket from the separatist militia.
Okay.
Oh, I might know this guy.
So, kind of with that little bit of trivia kind of popping into my head, I'll squat down and take an aim action at this guy right here.
I was gonna say you're former Republican, aren't you? It's only Rahal. It's
Yeah.
former. Yeah, I may have just killed everyone. Whoops. Damn it!
I'm just playing my character, man.
It's like no, he's aiming at the fungus guy, but the sniper's like, oh look, he's wearing his colors. He's with the clankers.
There you are. Take a swift action aim and prepare to shoot him if he does anything that looks like a hostile action.
Okay.
Oh, I'll show you hostile.
All right. Since your action is like right on top of the doctor, okay, Doc, you're on top. You're putting your weapon away, and instead of presenting himself to you as a steady patient, he rolls over, flips over, gets his gun out, and starts acting like he's still in the combat. He's not sitting pretty for you. You can't work on him.
Well,
while
that's
he's...
okay. It simply means he's going to get a butt shot.
Okay. Drop trow.
Yeah.
I'm no stranger to field medicine.
Present
Runs
Peaches.
up on the hill, his pants halfway down his ankles.
That's just
Whatever
just wrong.
orifice you present doesn't seem to matter.
Cool under pressure. All right. This has gone completely sideways. Poser, you are up, and then them.
Yeah, so I'm just going to do the same thing as last turn, but on this guy.
Okay. This guy's closer.
Yeah, but he's not the one under barrel or under sights of two different
That's true.
armed friendlies. So
Okay.
But yeah, same thing. Telepathy for friend.
Okay.
14.
I'm your friend. These assholes with guns in your face? I have no idea. But look, I'm sitting, I'm your friend. Okay. Okay. His head jerks to the side and he looks at you and then looks at them and hesitates for a moment. Because, like, you're acting like a friend. They are not.
Yeah. Well, I already told all of our party to drop their weapons.
Yeah. Argo.
Yeah, like we're going to listen to that order.
Yeah, really.
All right. These guys are in your face pretty much. Okay. Merrick, the guy in front of you, okay, is looking at you, studying you, doesn't lift his weapon to strike, but can any second. Okay, Merrick, this guy here does the same thing. He walks right up to you, right?
Can I make an intimidate check?
Yep, on your turn, 1 sec. These two guys stand their ground back here, and they literally, like, turn. Both of them turn back towards the human that's advancing. They turn their attention away from you completely, and they start, it looks like they're excitedly explaining or arguing something with them in their language. But none of them strike on their turn. The two guys up front look like they really, really want to. So they're either afraid or waiting for backup or waiting for something. But they're, standing tall in front of you, their tentacles on their face wiggling. They've got this big, nasty, saw-blown blade made of some creature's jaw, and they're holding it at a low angle, but their arm is stretched out and flexed, ready to strike. And the other one finally kind of like gets in line. It's almost like they're waiting for a signal or something. These two guys in the middle turn away from the battle and start yelling and screaming in their guttural language at the human that's come up on a rock. That's what they do. Now it's Mandrake's turn. To keep this simple, Connor, okay, these young, brave warriors, okay, are puffing chests and, you know what I mean? They're trying not to make things worse and they're ready to fight more, but they might be interested in just collecting their guys. And there's like a stalemate going on over there that anything could touch off because they've gone nose to nose with two gunmen and they're like ready to do something nasty. And then your two guys that are right in front of you are arguing their case. Like they're saying,
these guys, we jumped up, attacked, and they shot us, and they have Imperial weapons, and, come on.
I figured. I just thought
That's why they think they're Imperials. The only thing like that they've seen, the Imperials carry and kill. These guys are carrying a bunch of them.
I get it. I know my disposition.
So
I turn to my two buddies here and I continue everything with them, and kind of mid-sentence, I'll hold my hand up to the rest of you guys and say, look, we got wounded here. Put your weapons down and think about someone other than yourselves. Every time the Empire shows up, there's explosions and there's wounded. Let's not have that happen again. I'm going to slowly walk up, again, preparing action to dump into the water should the expletive hit the fan.
Can I have a persuasion check, Mr. Man?
You absolutely may. Okay. What kind of bonus am I getting here?
I'll look him up. You give me a raw roll, because I'm sure he's in here somewhere. I do not have that skill. I am a soldier.
What's his charisma?
Well, what skills do I have? I could.
I'll give you a +2.
What skills do I got? Really? Or do you not want to?
I don't want people to know. Get into that just now.
Legit.
Okay. So with a +2 on a 12. Okay.
That's a 14.
Right. This human that appears starts lecturing everybody in Galactic Basic. So it seems like he's lecturing your side. But whatever he guttural languages at the two young guys, okay, they seem a little bit more deflated. Maybe he's angrily lecturing them as well, because the two guys in front of him, they kind of lower their weapons and slump their shoulders and look a little ashamed. All their tendrils go, right? The two guys in front of you, okay, can I have a perception check from both Merrick and Rahal? Call them out, boys.
That's a solid 4.
I hit a 17.
17. Okay, so 17. The guy in front of you is posing. He's, puffed up chest. He's
posturing.
Thank you. He's posturing. You can tell he's upset and angry and afraid, and he's literally trembling with anger and fear, but he's uncertain, and part of his tendrils kind of whip back, and almost his head tilts. Not that he takes his eyes off you, but his head tilts as he actually listens to the man lecturing everybody. You see the guys behind him kind of slump a bit. Okay? Merrick, the guy in front of you looks pissed. Really, really pissed and about to do something stupid. Because angry, afraid people do stupid things. But unfortunately, with a perception of like 4, you're just getting the hostility. The guy's just puffed out in front of you, almost daring you to look like you're about to pull the trigger or do something, and you're going to get a swipe of a jawbone. Anyway, that's Mandrake's go. Next, we have Merrick, holding an action. You've readied an action, waiting for this guy to do something. Right now, he's just breathing heavily in front of you, all puffed up, sword in hand.
Just know you will die first.
Intimidate?
Yep. Persuasion, I believe.
That is what...
That's what that comes under, right?
Yes. That's another solid 4. I like this 4.
Smashing it, Merrick style.
Yeah. Perhaps he misreads your evil grin. He's smiling at him. He thinks you're trying to make nice or something. Or just you're too alien to his senses for him to understand the threat properly. I do understand the gut in my face. Yeah. Oh, you start trying to just like intimidate the language they use?
Nah.
Oh, please.
I always feel...
Oh, please. Intelligence. Because Connor's going to know what you say.
That's great. Let's just hope it's not something about their mothers.
That's a solid 8.
There you go.
9 total.
There you go, Connor.
I don't know what to make of this.
That's what he said. At least that's what you think he said. He said random words.
My left sock. Angry pain. You.
The man's either insane.
Angry at me? Angry at me? Listen, you don't have a reason to be angry at me yet. If you continue to look like you're about to do something you're going to regret, you're going to regret it. I mean, I hope that is equally intimidating with the berber.
Yeah. There's Merrick trying to berber at the guy in front of him, and then you're on the rock berbering back, and Merrick's like, yeah, see, he gets it. Back off.
What you said?
Rahal.
Yes.
There seems to be a pause in the combat. I'm still going to stay in rounds. Askaleth, you're on deck, because this could still go very badly. Okay.
I'm going to make... These things have eyes, right?
They have more like sockets. You can't see if there's eyes down in those depths because
okay, well, I'm going to make
facial hair.
Socket contact, which sounds super dirty. Remind me never to say that again. And I'm going to slowly holster my blaster.
Okay.
Doing the and then put the hands up with like the make nice gesture,
yeah.
And then kind of motion towards the guy who was unconscious in the water beside me, and then move back a bit from him. So move here.
Oh my god. Okay, so remind me to get back to Connor on his turn. Dr. Leth.
Yes, well, someone is due a shot. So I retrieve my med pack, and I guess at this point it'd be like, because it's a full round action to administer first aid, so I'd be finished next round?
Yeah, you can actually start a full round action halfway through this, finish it halfway through next round, and still have a move action to like put it away or something. That's fine.
Sounds good.
Okay. Now, normally I would insist that if he's in combat or doing something that he needs to sit like a patient, but since the man is like in sniper positions, trying to hold still, as long as he doesn't care that you're manhandling him, which would probably bugger the shot, then yeah, I'll allow you to slap on a med pack, as it were. Which brings us to Zin. This guy is, reefing up your shirt, pulling on the belt, pulling on his med pack. There's Zin. What do you do?
All right, so it kind of looks like things are starting to wind down. They're still a little tense. With the rifle kind of pointed at that guy, I'll look over towards the other human at the next little island there and motion my head to him and kind of nod, and then set my rifle down at my feet.
Okay.
And then, as Merrick puts it, make socket contact. And then,
you mean like make eye contact? See, I thought you guys were poking your finger in their eye socket, being like, "What the hell is he?" I get it. Okay.
Yes.
Look him right in the eye.
Eye to socket contact.
Okay.
Looking at the rifle down at my feet, try to imply the gesture that I'm non-combatant.
Okay. Right. Poser.
Yo.
You're up.
Alrighty. I think there's one guy left besides the dude in the back that I have not telepathied. So we're going to do that. This guy.
Okay. Friend.
Look, if I could do it all in one round, I would have. But all standard actions.
Any roll under 11, they don't hear you. So some guy didn't even get the message. 13. Friends. We're friends. That actually might have worked very well, because he might think that's actually coming from Rahal, who's backing off. So that actually might be very helpful. Finally, like your intent there. Because now it's their turn. Okay? And as I explain what they're about to do, I'm going to do it from Mandrake's perception. Mandrake, there is a custom where if you can ambush somebody and they are not aware of the jungle, too bad for them. But if you show great resistance and a warrior think you're worthy, they will put down their ranged weapon, they will step back, and you have a choice. Step up and fight them, or back down. But it's a challenge. It is not a friend gesture. It's almost like Rahal to the young brave put his gun away and stepped back and went, "Come at me, bro. Your choice."
Oh, no.
Okay. Oh, it gets better. It gets better. So now Poser's filling this guy with friends, so the guy might be confused. Now there's the other guy who, Merrick is babbling about his socks in his face, and Zin does something very similar. He puts down the gun right in front of him and nods at the other guy and sits there waiting. And in their culture, that's sort of it's a challenge. It's their choice to pick it up. They don't have to be assholes and just, it's not like fight me. It's like, here, you're worthy of not being shot. It's immediately, man to man kind of thing, but your choice. So they're looking at you. They're looking at your gun, right? I mean, Rahal even gestured at the guy in the water. Like, you want what happened to him? This is how this guy's taking it. Insult to injury. Rahal gestures at the guy that's down. You want to end up like him? Come at me, bro. I'm just looking at this going from an alien perspective because I'm trying not to metagame what I know what you guys are doing. I'm just trying to be these young 16 to 20 something juiced up testosterone warriors that are angry and mad and their people are in trouble and you got aliens show up and two of our guys are shot and shit's going sideways and the alien guy that's our friend's coming up and he's all angry. He's mad at us. He's mad at them. That kind of thing. And then you guys do a gesture that we kind of understand. No, I shall not attack you from afar like you are prey and I'm your predator. You are a worthy warrior. Come at me, bro. You want to end up like him? So anyway, Mandrake, you do see this. You do realize their mistake. It's not totally bad because they're not swinging at them or shooting at them, but you could see how this is kind of solely on the shoulders of the young braves, what they do next. Now, luckily for you, the two in front of you seem to be interested in your opinion. The two that are nose to nose seem to be making their own choices. So, with a last chance to possibly sway or ignite, and you're mad yourself, what do you do? It's Mandrake's turn.
First, I'm going to address my two peers close to me and say, lay down. Not literally lay down, but, chill.
Yeah, go down the water, stealth mode. Surround them.
Turning to the rest of these aliens, to be honest, on this planet, these alien people on this planet, I'm going to turn to them and say, look, I think I'm owed some explanations. Who the hell are you guys, and what's with all the explosions?
Okay. So you hold, and you call out what's going on. Merrick, followed by Rahal's on deck. What do you guys do?
Rahal, should we just clear the path or listen to this one?
The guys in front of you have changed their posture. They look like they're seething. Their tendrils all flare up, in surprise, and they're just heavily breathing. They're at that point of adrenaline where they're either going to fight or flight. That is very obvious. You don't know it's your own fault from the gestures that you guys did, but they're not acting yet. The humans in the back are, it's calling for demanding explanations. So, sorry, Merrick.
You guys better answer quick. Their leashes look like they're about to snap.
There you go. Merrick, what do you do?
To shoot or not to shoot? That is the question. Nah, I'm going to hold off. Stick with my ready to action.
Okay, don't back down. Rahal.
These guys look...
The guy in front of you does not seem to understand that you're gesturing to that, hey, I don't want to fight. He just looks madder. And Merrick, your bodyguard, is doing his job. He is not backing down. The doctor and Zin, from your perspective, look like they're ignoring him.
Well, I'm going to address Mandrake.
Okay, the guy in
Yo,
the back.
What the crap? Do I recognize him, by the way? He's wearing, separatist... a tattered separatist uniform?
Give me a perception check to see if you can make that out. I gave it to Zin because I had him roll and stuff, but he was looking down a sniper scope at everybody kind of thing half the time.
Perception. Bink. Oh, that's what it is. Stupid input value thing. Bye. 20.
Oh my god.
Not a natural, but...
This guy's with the 42nd. He's yelling at you, and when he raises his arm and then turns sideways, you can actually see the shoulder patch clearly. He's with the 42nd. You remember that unit. He's a separatist.
Sweet. Excellent. Perfect. This is great. Hey! Whoa! What's going on here, man? Call off your goons.
Call off my goons? Hey, we're the one with casualties over here.
Well,
Look, don't make me repeat myself.
Hey, we was
Who the
just
hell are you
defending
guys?
ourselves. You guys hacked a hole in my buddy over here. Look, he's laying on the ground. He's so freaking hurt.
Okay. I did not know that. You should really get him out of this water. You do not want leeches crawling in wounds.
Well, that's why he's up on the land there, and the doctor's looking after him. Call off your goons, man. This is... Seriously. Like, I get it. Mistaken identities or whatever. But no more... No.
Did they say anything back?
Could I tell his rank?
Yeah, he was like a sergeant.
Okay. Then I'll address him as such in my dialogue. I'll be, Sergeant, stand your men down.
What did you just call me? You got some explaining to do. Who are you? Again, just answer my questions. Things would go a lot easier, but...
Former Corporal Rahal of the Separatist Army.
Corporal, huh?
Yes, sir.
Uh-huh. Is your rank obvious?
No, I'm not in uniform. I'm wearing, what am I wearing? I don't even know I don't even know what the gear I'm wearing looks like right now. I'm not wearing the suit, though. You said I scored some, a set of, like...
Utility clothes.
Yeah,
but
so
still.
Whatever that looks like.
That's not like Empire Nike you're wearing.
But I am wearing a fedora.
My question still stands.
So what was the question, sorry?
You're not wearing, like, Empire Nike right now, are you?
No.
Good.
Now, let's have a perception from Mandrake. Ooh. With your bonus, that brings you up to 20 as well. Even though the guy hit the ground, you're pretty sure he was wearing Republic Militia Scout uniform, okay? The big guy that's threatening your dude still wears his default camo homeworld, not militia, but what is it? Like the clones were the army that invaded, so he would be the army of a homeworld that would defend, but it's not just militia, it's he's a trained soldier. I forget the term for it, you know what I mean? Like America sends the Marines. They're guys that go from water to land. The infantry get dropped in and run around the land. Armor, drive tanks. The Air Force does this. But there's a unit of guys. Then there's the SEALs. And
the National Guard.
Thank you. National Guard. There's the guys that defend the coast, that defend the homeland. They never leave. They're full-trained military soldiers, but they never leave the country. Yeah, so he's wearing like a National Guard uniform from the Republic side as well.
All right. I can assume I could talk out of combat right now, right?
Yeah, well, like I said, your guys, this could still go. So how about this? Give me one more gobbledygook to try and convince your guys to stand down. Like you said something that you were, but I wasn't sure if you were actually doing what they said, trying to get your guys to stand down.
I was.
Okay, you cowed these two in front of you, but the ones that are still threatening, and then you saw that ritual, which is going to puff them up again.
I'm typing right now.
Okay.
I wonder how they'll take it.
I don't know.
Find out in the behind-the-scenes episode.
In the behind-the-scenes episode, I'll give you a special bonus or penalty depending on what you say towards your next persuasion roll, which is about to drop. Because
I'm gonna begin moving back to land here.
Okay.
But as I do, I'm gonna be conversing.
Okay. Poser, the clock is still ticking over. Did you want to take another stab at making friends through the Force?
I can't. I've done it to everyone except for Mandrake, and he seems cool.
Okay.
Right, I'm cool.
That's all you want is Mandrake to hear voices in your head. Friend! Oh, crap. No. Chief said that mushroom would only last 24 hours. It's been 36. Why am I still hearing voices?
Yeah, no, if I fail, then it's a 24-hour wait before I can do it again.
Okay. There's a very, very tense moment, and there's a quick exchange between Corporal and Sergeant and what the hell or whatever, and we're almost distracted, and then it registers that these guys here, Zin, the one in front of you, backs off and goes underwater, and Corporal, this one beside you, shifts to one side, almost like he's getting out of the way so you can see the guy you're talking to clearly out of respect, and also goes underwater.
Kind of looks around. I don't know if it's getting better or worse, but at least no one else is getting shot.
Yeah, they're in stealth mode. Beware.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Right.
Speaking of not knowing, what's with the explosions?
Yeah,
I don't want to keep on asking.
There you go, Sasha. Right there. Maximum yield. Just saying. They're in the water.
Oh, that's terrible, Jeff. Don't tempt him.
Well, what I haven't told Connor is there actually hasn't been an explosion in this fight, even though it's Merrick's trademark. There was a lot of gunfire. There was a lot of blaster fire and stuff. But technically, we haven't blown anything up yet. Have we?
I'm going to find...
Nope.
I thought you said I'd come into
not since we've been to this planet anyways. Well, I guess you might be able to count the ship crashing as an explosion.
Yes.
I will be glad to
Yes,
show
that's
you
what drew us
Goblins.
out. Right. Ship crash, explosion, smoke on the horizon. The Braves go out, calculate trajectory, lay an ambush. You see that, and you're like, crap, explosion, they're going to go right for it. So yeah, it's like he's, Mandrake doesn't know it's a ship crash. He just knows there's an explosion on the beyond that these guys are waiting to see what comes out of it. So yeah, his question's legit. Some awesome DM backpedaling right there. Yeah, it's all good. Oh, there we go.
I think it's appropriate.
Yeah, there you go. So, moving things along, okay? These guys that are cowed move back and stand with Mandrake in the center landmass. Rahal, it looks like you have a chance now for some diplomacy.
I'll for sure do that. I'll address him directly.
Bodyguard, blah, blah, blah.
I recognize his regiment.
Forgive me for moving all your dudes around, but is this cool where you guys want to be? Everyone's kind of doing what they're supposed to be doing?
Yeah, cool.
Okay. So, swarming over the little landmass with Merrick and Rawl on the point of it, shouting across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 squares, so 30 yards, not so far.
No.
Is the alien party, 2 natives flanking this guy, who you recognize holds the rank of sergeant, has not given his name, in the former separatist army. The guy in zoot suit, with 2 Republicans, members of the Republic, who are now turned Empire, but they were the old Republic style from the war, Mandrake, claims to be an actual corporal from your side. Now, your own backstory would actually make sense to apply it to these guys. No one's wearing clone uniforms. No one's wearing Empire uniforms. They're wearing leftover from the last war uniform and stuff like you did. They could just be mercenaries or spies or something. Pirates. Could be anything. So, setting the scene. Before we get into this quick dialogue, Poser.
Yeah.
So anything you want to be doing while you're out here?
Nope.
Okay. Can you give me a use the force check?
Yeah, sure. 17.
Okay. Something is watching you. Something overlooks the scene, and you feel a presence, but it's a force user on what's going on here. And now that aggressions have stopped and everyone's adrenaline calms down and they are exposed, you can kind of feel them watching, they stop. You sense they're not far from here, only a couple kilometers, not far at all.
Okay, so they aren't within sight line, but they're within force line.
But they're within the jungle and not far away.
Okay, got it.
Rahal, Mandrake.
Sorry, what was that?
Negotiations between you guys.
Right. So, I'm not quite sure what was going on there. We was just trying to make our way to the only outpost we could detect. Our ship crash landed about a day's trek back, and I indicate in the direction.
A day's trek. I was under the impression this was a more immediate thing.
Mandrake, you feel like you could breach that smoke plume in under 6 hours. So it's like half a day. So either he's really slow or he's lying.
Did you have wounded when you crashed? I don't understand why there's been killing going on. There was ambushes, I guess.
We was just...
Did you guys have anything to do with this? What? Okay. Let me hear the whole story.
The young Braves confess that they laid in wait of the Imperials and ambushed them. So we started it. We jumped up and closed on them, and they immediately started shooting. Because we ran at them with blades first, and they shot, so we pulled out our sacred powers of the land and the fungi, and Goku'd their butts. Then you showed up.
I'm going to turn to the Felucians and Felucian myself away, saying something like, look, if you see people like me again, flanking, immediate assault isn't always the best option. They look like they have wounded. Let's not add to those numbers. And then I see Skirgling. You guys didn't hear that. Do you guys have any more wounded that need tending to? I'm quite good at patching up wounds myself.
It's obvious he's lecturing them, like he's like waggling a finger going blah, 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 and they're like shrugging, looking down. We're sorry, Andrew Mandrake. They look shamed. Sorry, go ahead. Connor? You finished with them, then you were turning your attention back to...
No, I asked a question. Did I not ask that question? I asked if you guys had any more wounded.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I cut you off there. I was just in the moment of the shamed young...
Just the guy that your dearly departed friend here, and I indicate the one that we destroyed, took a good whack at. No one was really seriously hurt in the crash other than the ship, but we was just making our way to the only outpost we detected, trying to get some parts so we could fix our ship and get out of here.
I kind of pick my hands up and hold them behind my head for a second. I go, not gonna like this, but nearest outpost, you kind of just whacked some of their citizens. I think they might be able to at least get you some of what you're looking for, but it's probably going to be from salvage, not necessarily from wholesale.
No, we didn't even detect these guys. We're headed towards the Imperial outpost.
That doesn't sound good.
No. What business do you have at the Imperial outpost? I'm stealing your accent, apparently.
Well, like I said, we was just trying to find parts to get our ship back up and running. Our business would be hopefully trading for some equipment. Other than that, the Imperials is no friends of mine.
Good to hear, buddy. Well, tell you what, I'll take you to somewhere that might be able to get you what you're looking for.
All right.
And you got a rare opportunity here. Felucian landscape, to be honest with you guys, is one of the reasons that I chose to stay here. Take it in. Nothing like it out there.
Rahal just looks around and says,
At the swamp.
Yuck.
Oh.
You see in the background Poser nodding.
Guys got to read more Lovecraft. Or Star Wars Lovecraft.
Nicely done. Our rollmonger friend doing a cameo this evening, Connor, has been put on the spot to play an NPC, and he must sort of follow the script. And there's a section in here where he's indifferent towards you guys. That's why Connor doesn't just come with me and all this stuff. He's supposed to remain neutral, not really trust you. And you guys are supposed to make persuasion checks, which I was getting to. But luckily, you mentioned that you have no love for the Empire. It almost went backwards when you're like, oh, we're on the way to the outpost. We're supposed to check in and get our plastic armor and shit. This almost went really bad again. They'll come back up out of the water. Unless you mention that you guys are actually opposed to the Empire, and then it's like no check is required. Suddenly he's just friends, and he played it really well. So I'm very happy with that. So, as we trek through the jungle, or we have a moment, okay, to tend to our wounded.
Yes, tend to the wounded.
Okay.
And I'll aid if that helps in any way, shape, or form.
So, I would also like to aid.
Mandrake, the chief has mystical healing powers. So these guys don't have a lot of field medicine. They have this they'll just drag a guy bleeding out back to the village. They have some
natural 20.
Put some salve on it kind of thing, but you know what I mean? Like these natives don't really have modern medicine. The party has a man steeped in modern medicine, is currently working on one. Poser?
Yes.
You're wounded as well?
Yes.
What is your total hit points?
Total hit points is 30.
And what are you at?
17.
Okay, so you're not low enough to enact a second wind, but if anyone wants to use a med pack on Poser...
Smack me around for 3 damage, drop me below half.
Snap out of it.
So he wants you to punch him for 3 points of merit. Merrick's just right in there, like, oh, let me do it. Very happy.
I got this.
Whack. Sends him flying. And then he sits up happy with a nosebleed and, gets a second win. Because he's such a heavy hitter with 30 hit points like a soldier, that's like... He gets 7-8 back for the 3 hits. So, yeah. Anyway.
It's pretty funny. It makes for good role play, that's for sure.
Sorry. Dr. Leth, I believe you did treat injury already on Zin, or did we get to that part?
I did.
This first treat injury I'm looking at, is that for Zin?
Yes, that's for Zin.
Okay, so 26
also,
for Zin.
I forgot to type it into my thing, but I have my medical kit and stuff as well.
Okay, so it's 15, and I'm sorry, how many hit points does he get? 1 over 10 or 5?
1 for every point by which you exceed the result, by which you exceed the DC. So he would get, including the medical kit and being helped, he would get 15 hit points back.
Oh, there you go. There you go, Frank.
I'm good at what I do.
Yeah.
Very nice.
That's why we brought you along.
Sweet.
This totally makes up for how he creepily tries to make you guys hook up with the female aliens and study you. So Frank, are you back at full?
I am 1 point shy of full.
Okay. So Poser, do you want to have a go at this?
Only if we have the extra med kits. If we're running low.
How many med packs do we have?
How many did we get from the...
He stocked you guys up to full, and you used to carry 4 or 5 because you burned a whole bunch in the elevator. And when I offered them from Senator Gift Shop, you guys are like, well, we fill up, right? Plus the captain gave you supplies, so I'll say that you guys are carrying 5. You just burned 1, so now you have 4. Cool. So you want to go again?
Sounds good. I'm going to take out my medical scanner though and find out exactly how bad Poser is, how bad off he is.
Yep.
You said you're at 17?
Yeah.
Yep, I need a treat injury check, not only to, like, slap on the med pack, but to, assess and stuff.
No, then my item, I just kind of like, it's a swift action. It tells me his current statistics for, health.
He's practically down by half, because he's got 30s down to 17, so he's in rough shape.
Then I'll use my med kit, and if Rahal can help me, I'll also just end up taking 10, because I'm not in combat anymore, right?
Okay. Mandrake, it does occur to you that these guys are performing modern medicine.
Ooh. From one end of the spectrum to the other. Natural 20 on the first one and a natural 1 on the second. So no, I am of no help. In fact, I like punch you in the face. Like we both reach in and I give you the old, oh, sorry, man.
He gets up, he can't find the kidney. Where's the kidneys we're supposed to sell later on this thing? Poser's a weird alien.
No, he hits him and does the 3 points, right?
Yeah. Go to administer the med pack and slap him in the face for 3 damage.
Yeah. Mandrake, these guys want to camp out for a minute, and they're literally, seems like they have a doctor with like tools and everything, and they're actually working, med packs. The war comes back. They have like a medic with them. This is great. Chief is definitely going to want to meet these people. If this group can bring like some decent modern medicine back to the thing, not to mention they could actually work on the aliens that are right here. Connor, you were talking to the party. I'm just curious, would Mandrake...
I've already offered to take these guys to the village.
Yes.
Nobody answered me. I'm not going to repeat myself.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about these guys are performing medical miracles on the spot on their guys. Your guys are getting shoulder shots.
You just said that these people use magical healing on them. You didn't exactly use magical. You said mystical, I believe.
Yeah.
How awesome is this healing? I figured it was like the equivalent of a heal spell or something like that. Just put one tabletop phrase on top of another.
The chief only uses it on somebody that's seriously injured, and it's a one-shot go. He doesn't like walk around and heal up a whole bunch of people. So he could like save somebody's life, but it's not like every time you guys go war hunting and everything, he comes back and heals everybody. No. But he can like save a life using a mystical power, but he doesn't use it very often, and they have to be very badly hurt.
These guys don't need a life save. They're fine. They can walk.
Okay. What I'm getting at, Mandrake, is these guys could perform surgery on your wounded allies.
Are you sure? They don't even look like they have the same biology, man. Do you guys think you would be able to take a stab at maybe rectifying some of the damage you've done? I mean, that looks like something you'd be equipped to do.
Any idea who I am?
No. Do you have any idea who I am?
The idea that I have of you is that apparently you happen to know Rahal. So that
look, I don't know who that guy
must be from. Nevertheless, I graduated the top of my year 5 years before I was supposed to be allowed into the medical school. So
I can tell you're really impatient. I'm asking if you could do surgery on people who are dying, and you're talking about your boasts. Clearly.
Which people that are dying?
And hopefully they crawl onto the rock.
Yeah. Right at that point, the guys that have swam underwater, dragging their allies, crawl up on the rock behind Mandrake, and you got 2 guys pulling 2 other unconscious bodies. One you stunned personally, so he's not dead because you stunned him.
The one is simply stunned. The other, I'll take a look, but I don't...
You see, I'm liking you guys more and more already.
Am I to understand with a second round of treat injuries from the doctor, you're going to check out Poser and then you're going to check out the aliens?
Yeah, I'd already started with Poser when he was talking to me.
Okay.
So I treated Poser for 4 points back.
Okay.
I'll go over to the X'd alien.
Okay. There's a reason why there's an X. His little sockets are X'd. Shiitake is dead.
Unfortunately, there is not much I can do here.
I was really afraid you'd say that.
Unfortunately, there's no negative hit points like in Pathfinder. You hit 0 in this game, you're done.
Had everyone simply stopped fighting as soon as things were happened, there might have been something I could do, but it has been much too long for me to save him now.
I hear you. This isn't exactly a place where one survives easily. I'll point at the landscape again and say, look, I know someone who might be able to help him out. I want to know what you guys are doing here. I think it's interesting to see somebody who doesn't look like, like they got eye holes coming out of places you wouldn't normally expect. That's a nice change of pace. But I'm going to get this guy some medical attention.
Okay.
You are welcome to come with us, as I have already invited you.
Yep. Mandrake,
Yeah.
you know the chief's going to want to meet these guys, especially the doctor, if there's, to be a hero. It's sad you have to bring one of these guys back dead, but, if you bring a doctor...
We'd be on it. Sorry, we just took a minute to patch up our wounded, and we'll give you a hand carrying this guy back if you need it. I mean, it was a misunderstanding. We're awfully sorry, but to be honest, you guys came at us, so.
So, while you're healing Poser and Zin, the stun guy comes around. Look, I'm okay. I'm gonna be okay. He gets up. All right, King Oyster's doing all right. There you go. They call me the king. He gets up, happy time. Unfortunately, his best friend is dead. Now, this is kind of interesting, Mandrake. Their funeral is efficient, quick, and sorrowful. Now that their last member is sort of awake and on his feet, you just quietly stand aside and let them do their thing. You've seen this before. If somebody dies in the village, there is somewhat a formal funeral, but if someone dies in the wild, he is being returned to the land. These are plant people, and a plant lives and dies and becomes fertilizer or meat or something for the wild. They are very connected to the planet itself, so it's not like they just walk away and let the guy die where he stood kind of thing. They brought him up on shore, they checked him out, they made sure he was actually dead, and they all circle around him, heads bowed, and one by one, they scrape some of their war paint that they've put on their own body and kind of splatter it on the body one by one in a very ceremonious fashion. And then they actually pull off one of the guy's tiny little feeler tendrils that make up a lot of his hair and his face, and they sort of tuck it in their loincloth belt, like they're keeping a tiny little piece of him as a reminder. And then they all turn outward, putting their backs to him, and they begin to sing. It's not singing, but because they're sort of doing a guttural chant in rhythm, it's possibly the equivalent of their singing, and they all turn out, and you can't help almost shedding a tear, gentlemen, because there's something about their funeral song that's galactically universal, and you hear
Oh my god.
Come on, stop me anytime here, guys. Sorry. I've been thinking about this the whole time. It's like Connor nails it with his own like it's like somebody dies, are they gonna do revelry like a so they do. You get fungi revelry. Anyway.
I'd like to do a will.
A what?
A will save.
Okay.
Against crying. Be a man.
Well, how about this? They attack your will, right?
Yep.
What is your will?
14.
All right. You know what? I'm even going to be fair. Okay. I'm going to throw this at you guys with a plus for each singer. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 singers. Okay. Here comes the roll. If it beats anyone's will save, you guys tear up a little bit at least. Because it's such a sad, universally galactic song. 16. If it beats your will by 5 or more, you literally break down crying.
Oh no, but it only beat Posers by 1, but he is gone. He's just lost it. Like he has the guy liner streaking down his face.
That's awesome.
16. We'll come back to roll. Dr. Leth.
I'm currently wondering about new technology.
Man, stone cold. Of course, nobles have an awesome willpower save. Merrick.
Well, no, I'm not. I'm also teared up. I'm wondering, can I help him anyways? Is there something?
Oh, is there some? I just thought you were insinuating that your willpower is huge and you don't care.
No.
Dude, that's cold. Doctor's bedside manner's harsh.
No, I'm not Rick.
Okay, sorry. Merrick.
Damn it, Drake, you're a doctor.
Speaking of our Rick, Merrick, how are you doing there, buddy? 16.
Yeah. Merrick contemplates the fact that he needs to call his mom sometime soon.
Aww. Bummer.
Zin?
Yeah, I mean, he's got little tears kind of streaming down the corners of his eyes. Stop looking at me.
Okay. Mandrake, it gets you every time. Now, you've resisted enough, you've seen enough of these funerals that, the shock, you don't necessarily tear up and break down crying, but it does get you right there. You just kind of choke up a bit. 16 does.
I was hoping I knew enough about them to join in.
Yeah. Now, technically, honor dictates you weren't part of the fight, so they won't mind, but you're not obligated to. If you like arrive with them and attack with them, then yeah, they would be upset if you didn't sing. But at this point, it's your choice.
I'll do it out of honor.
All right, shall we together then? I couldn't even hear if he was doing it with me. I actually got to play Revelry at the end. I hope that's a universal domain. I'm going to play Revelry at the end of this episode.
I'm almost certain it is.
I hope so.
Oh yeah, it would be. It would be. It's like 1800s era.
That inspiration for that joke alone totally made your visit. Okay. And then they all sort of kick dirt, sandbox cat style, at their friend and kind of give them the little push backwards with their foot. And the guy just...
Sandbox cat.
Yep.
Walk away.
Since they're all kicking, they all kick and they kind of hit the body, which kind of rolls down into the water and just kind of submerges for the wildlife to, back to the planet you go. And there's a moment of silence. They bow their heads. Then they all look up at the sky and reach up their arms. And then something really cool happens. They all give off the golden dust, the pollen that's in the air that's stuck to your clothes and gross or whatever. You don't know what they're doing, but they shed it. They literally do something where their bodies just sort of like repel all the pollen, today's pollen that's been stuck to their bodies, and it just all sort of releases and floats up into the air in this golden stream. Okay, you know what? I'm going to say that. In this...
Nope. Behave.
Sorry.
Holy crap. Rahal just starts like brushing all the crap off of him. Oh, you can't tell me that this stuff is excreted by these freaks.
Oh, don't breathe that in.
Look at this, guys. Do you see all the dust and pollen that's around him when he's moving in the picture down the bottom? Looks like he's kicking up a little dust cloud there. If you go to the picture, now that I've shown you, I don't know if I can like re-show you the picture. This is what I'm thinking of, is like that golden light pollen. It's, it gets all over everything. It's kind of stuck to their bodies, and they do something and they lift it up and it just kind of like spreads out, big cloud.
Freaking glitter. Those douchebags.
Rahal's not impressed.
Hey, only if they're vegan.
Rahal's in like an actual entire island 20 squares away, and he's upset that this big cloud of pollen just sort of menacingly heads right for his suit. Almost like the static cling draws it to him.
Are you freaking kidding me? Oh no, if it was Sparkles, I'd embrace it. That's right.
Well,
shine like a diamond.
I've got a song. It's Shine Like a Diamond. That's awesome.
Can we get some takes of Firework with that accent?
No.
Fair.
And with that, the camera draws out, watching you all come together on one island. Zin meeting his fellow scout from the other side of the war, some sort of truce being made, and the two scouts leading both parties out of the swamp, deeper into the Felucian jungle, towards the village. And we'll see you next time.
The nearest outpost, why that would be insert name here. That wouldn't be too hard to get far from me.
That would be these people's village that you've been living in.